Hey guys, can you hear me? Phoenix, you're here, so you should tell me if you can hear me. Anybody? Yeah, I think you can, actually, because I can hear myself. So let's get started. Uh, and what we're having now? We're having our regular AMA, so we're back to the regular schedule. I don't know if we are gonna keep the schedule. Maybe we will make those AMAs more dependent on what is happening in the ecosystem. I'm thinking about that approach, but let's see how it goes. This week we are testing the testnet, and Waves miners from the community are testing units testnet. And next week we're gonna announce it publicly, so anybody will be able to launch his or maybe even her units node. Testnet node, of course, not mainnet node because it's coming later, but testnet node. This is like very big, I think, and maybe we'll have some activity around this as well. And people who are following us probably want to know when we launch the questing platform. It's coming a bit later, but all those activities that you do currently on the testnet. And also last week, we launched DEX. So you can also make DEX transactions, and those activities will be accounted for once the questing platform has been launched. So it doesn't matter, guys. So if you can't see any points right now, it doesn't matter that you won't see them in future. So as usually, early birds get the most benefits. So if you participate now, if you send the testnet transactions, if you do some swaps, you're gonna get more points eventually once the questing platform is launched. So, but if you wanna participate in some like activities right now, if you want to like do some Zilly stuff, you can do it now, because we also have ambassador program, and we've launched it on Zilly last week, and I think it's pretty good. So we have like a lot more people now, and people get power tokens, as you know. So everything on Waves in terms of like community runs on Power Protocol, but we have integrated Zilli into it. So if you wanna participate in like community building activities right now without waiting for the questing platform for units, you can just join our Zilli campaign and join our ambassador program. So how it works, basically, you do some tasks assigned to you on Zilli or in the ambassador group, and you get power tokens. Very simple. And if you get power tokens and you stake those tokens in the DAO, you get 10% monthly APY or even more. So you can sell them and just like forget about ambassador program. But if you decide to stick around and carry on with the tasks, you get 10% APY every month for just completing the tasks. Plus, you get additional profits from Zilli participation. So it's very simple and straightforward, and people know Zilli, and now we kind of like combine what we have with Power Protocol and Zilli. Check it out. and to actually, to incentivize our Zili participants, I will give you a word during the AMA, which is being used for one of the quests in Zili. And if you follow me closely, you will be able to earn some additional points. So let me not say it now, let me do that a bit later, and you can just, stick around for maybe 20 more minutes and get that word and get some more points on Zili. So this is it. Once again, next week, testnet, public testnet, everybody will be able to launch his node. Zili campaign for ambassador is growing, is going well. It's time to join, and questing platform is on the way. So all your activities that you do now with transactions, with swaps, will be accounted for. So the more you do, the more points you're going to get eventually, and the more Unit Zero tokens you will get. That's it. This is my introduction. So now to your questions, guys. And all other topics can be covered answering your questions. Hello, Sasha. When will we have opportunity to create NFTs on Unit Zero testnet? Good question, actually. Let's maybe, yeah, it's a good idea. So we have to have more protocols. So let me think. I'll talk with some projects on Waves who do NFTs, and maybe they will be interested. Because what we did with swaps, with DEX, actually, we have beautiful project swap.fi on Waves, and now the guys will be also on units. So they're gonna have like Ethereum EVM version. So basically, they just launched testnet DEX, and I think it can also work for some other projects on Waves, for example, who do NFTs on Waves. So let me talk to some people who could be interested, and I think we'll have it. Phoenix, any other updates? WAUX synthetics, yeah, leverage is coming. I thought that they would be able to launch it this week, but they didn't. But it's close. I think so. Next week, probably you will see leverage on WAUX, and some other things as well are under works. Tell the code, please. Stick around. Did you like the music written by Sasha Bot? BH, our like OG community member, is asking. Yes. A guy sent it to me on Telegram. This is good, guys. Yeah, I like that you're having fun, and like it's good. Do you need more community moderator or admin? I think we're good actually, but you could reach out to the current moderator team and ask them if they need any help. BH, I already created NFTs on Unit0 testnet. Yeah, you can do that. Like you can do that, but if to simplify, maybe you're like very crypto savvy man, So we need to maybe like make this process easier. Show, when can we withdraw the L2 from stake, and what will be the proportional number of tokens units that will be received on the L2 tokens? Yes. Stay tuned, man. I can't tell you right now because we don't announce this before we have the questing platform and start the testnet and TVL campaign, but it's coming. And the final tokenomics will be revealed later. It will be very beneficial for the community and for L2MP holders, believe me. But let me just hold off on the final details for now. Do you like the green Nixon Nova Hi man? Do you like the green scroll? What is? I don't know what it is. Any updates for NSBT? I think that like no major updates last week. I need to meet the team and basically discuss their plans about launching on EVM chains, and I think probably it will be combined with unit launch. As for NSBT itself, I think we launched Windex quite successfully, I think. And actually, yeah, so the next thing for NSBT would be like launching on Ethereum of a new, totally separate project, but NSBT DAO people will benefit from it in the form of like a airdrop, most probably, because this is my thinking that they should just get some airdrop from the new project, or maybe some other way. So as I said, no major updates. You can ask them in the chat as well, because I'm focusing mostly on units, and there is a lot of like moving parts here, mostly around marketing and funds. Development is good, actually. This is the best part, yeah. And I'm doing like some podcasts now. You're gonna see more podcasts soon. Also, I'm gonna participate in a conference in Dubai in a few days, and more conferences are coming. So there's a lot of like action, So, uh, so I'm mostly focusing on that and on the development. But as I said, the development is the part that I actually can be quite confident in, and there is no issue there. But many like business development activities, they take up a lot of time. So if you want to know about some specifics of some particular project, you might ask the project itself. So, gateway situation. I think basically we need to launch units properly, and this can solve all the issues. So, and as you can see, the volumes are quite low, and basically we need new liquidity that can come from units in one way or another. It can actually manifest itself in increased trading volumes. Also, we can basically, if units launch is successful, we will have some liquidity from launching the token itself. So probably we can actually channel some tokens into resolving the gateway situation. So it all hinges on successful units launch at the moment. If it's not successful, we'll come up with something else. But it should be successful, guys. It will be successful. Wait for the word, man. Don't be so impatient. Power is a blockchain or a token. It's like a governance token of DAO protocol that is used for governance of most projects on Waves. So, and you're gonna actually hear more about it, because once we have a big Waves ambassador community in Ambassador DAO, we will be promoting the protocol itself to outside communities. And I think it's coming pretty soon. So we will start, maybe even in a few days, we will start bringing more people to the protocol. And maybe some listings for power tokens are coming, because in case of power token, it's important that it is like scarce and valuable. So it would be really good if we actually could maintain a good price for it. like it's around like $300 now. Should be more. Should be more. Again, new office. I'm in the office of the marketing company we're working with. So I'm like, going between different offices in Dubai. Are you launching a new stablecoin on the Union Zero network? I think I'm gonna help develop the current ones. I like Rome from Vladimir, and probably I don't have any brilliant ideas, about launching a new coin, because stablecoin, because they are quite limited actually here, so there is not so many degrees of freedom. And if something totally new pops up, maybe I'll tell you guys. But for now, I think I like Rome. It's a very nice stable coin. It's based on puzzle multi-pools. Basically, you can issue Rome stable coin using LP token from puzzle. And it makes the setup quite stable because LP tokens are not so volatile. And in puzzle, you have pools with multiple tokens, not with like 2 tokens, but with like 5 tokens, for example. And it makes those LP tokens less volatile. And if you back your stablecoin with assets that are not really volatile, it makes your stablecoin more stable, So I like Rome, and I think we should actually develop it further, actually help Vladimir and Puzzle develop it further. As for other stablecoins, I think we have too many now. Maybe we should try to come up with some other ideas. What's up with FAT-T? This is a community project, so you probably know better. I know the guys, but you should ask them. Sorry, but I wouldn't be Phoenix without asking about SBT. No problem with that, man. You can ask me every time. Is the secret code out yet? It's Testnet. Testnet. Any updates with Binance things? No, nothing new, actually. So, okay. So I probably doesn't make sense to discuss it any further. Let's just launch units properly. Emmanuel, since power is a governance token, does it mean it can be adopted by any project? This is what exactly is happening. A lot of projects on Waves now use power token for internal governance. For example, WX, and for example, new index, Windex runs on power. So it's like it's an agnostic protocol. I actually suggest that you check it out. It's power.tech. Is Zero DEX launching this month? On Testnet, it has been launched last week. 12 guys did that. Will NSBT and Virus launch on Units network? Maybe it would be good to combine this idea of launching an Ethereum-based index with Units launch. So maybe they could launch their own chain. It's not clear why they need it, actually. So we have to think a bit about that. As for Virus, maybe we can bring some other lending protocols, So it's going to be pretty complicated to basically make an EVM version of Virus. It's easier just to import something from Ethereum. something like Avi or something similar. What's up with DWF Labs Waves rumors? What's the rumors? I don't know. Any idea for invite codes? Basically, when we launch a TVL campaign will launch after we launched a testnet campaign with questing, because platform is ready. We just wait for the proper timing. So if you're asking me for some kind of ETA, I would say that it should happen approximately either at the end of May or at the beginning of June this year. So what the project gained back from using power as a governance token? They basically can get power tokens themselves, so there is some kind of like swap. So basically they provide their tokens to power DAO treasury, and in return they get power tokens, and like it in such a way that it becomes beneficial for them. Testnet swap is pretty nice. Great job. Thank you. You can also thank the swap team who is working really hard. It's a small team actually currently, but the guys are doing their best, and like they're like really good guys, really good guys. Questing platform? No, no. I'm not promising that it will be launched next week. I don't think so. It's ready, but we are waiting for a better timing, because there is, like, as I said, there is a lot of moving parts here, like VCs, KOLs, business development, and such. So questing is coming, but not next week. Not next week. No. Yeah. Phoenix is asking about index. I think this is something that can actually work out pretty well on EVM chains. This idea, it can become really big with proper approach. So if we're able to onboard some VCs for this idea, I think it would be helpful in this particular case. Solar waves. I changed my Telegram, and you should pin me on my Telegram. And it's very, my new Telegram. So I kind of like, swamped with too many things, but I'm ready to help with solar waves because I like the idea. And we stopped chatting because I probably changed my Telegram. Do miners have enough time to prepare for O2? Yeah, man. It's not going to be complicated. So next week you'll be able to install your testnet node. Some people in the community have it already, as you can see probably if you follow what's happening. But next week everybody will be able to do that, and yeah, so you have plenty of time to install your own node and become a very successful mainnet miner, validator. It's like great, because I'm working like on presentations now, and it's always a question, what to use, like miner or validator, because kind of like in proof of stake it's not so clear. A validator would be better actually, so, because miners do something else on Bitcoin, and when you mention miners, people have some other picture in mind, how many months need I to breach UDM? I'll find out about this. I thought that actually, I don't think there is an issue. I think they can just open the bridges and allow people to transfer their USDN from Ethereum back to Waves. Yeah, Johnson is asking about Testnet token. maybe, but let me think. Maybe next time. Maybe, but let me think, because there is like a timeout between the transactions. I think it's 6 hours per now. So if for now, if we drop you more tokens, probably we would need to actually reduce the timeout. Okay, let me think. Which gateways will be on the new DEX? Pepper gateways, obviously. So we have Pepper team in Waves ecosystem, and they have good bridges, they have good ideas, they have this new aggregated USDT token that aggregates USDT liquidity from different chains. This can also be applied to other tokens, not only stablecoins, so that if you deposit any token into their bridges, you will be receiving APY. So it's like risk taking for any assets, not only Ethereum or stablecoins, but also other volatile assets, because there is this balancing mechanism between different chains, and it works like cross-chain swap, more or less. And it basically there is some fees involved, and those fees are channeled back to liquidity providers. So if you deposit, for example, BNB, and BNB is bridged between different chains, we'll be probably getting 2 or 3% APY, maybe 5. Plus, you can use your BNB. So it's a nice idea. When extend price will rise. Currently, we are focusing on units. So expect some major, events when units is launched. And how can it basically affect extend price? Indirectly as well, because directly and indirectly, actually. So I think that the biggest impact will be through Waves price, I think, in the current situation. Because units is a new platform, more or less, but it's based on Waves. So in order to become units validator, you have to have Waves. And in this case, you will be able to mine tokens from different units networks. You will not from unit zero, because we launched unit zero, but other chains are coming. So if you are units validator, you can mine multiple tokens from multiple chains, but it requires Waves. So basically what we have here, we have APY for miners, and it's a unique idea that nobody else has. And that should increase the value of Waves token, because to get that APY from different chains on units, you need to have Waves. So in turn, it should increase Waves price, and it should increase extend buyback. This is I think the most important part of this process for extend, because you increase Waves price because there is demand for Waves, hopefully, from miners and from just holders who can lease their waves out to miners and share the profit with them. And if waves price goes up, basically you buy back more XTN daily, and it increases the XTN price. And as you know, all those XTN that is being bought back is actually burned, so it's not in circulation anymore. And eventually, it should bring XTN price back to higher levels. Secret code for Zilli contest the second time. Okay, it's Testnet. Testnet. XTN burn is not zero. It's not zero, man. It's like it's not been burned, but it's just been like put into a special contract and locked there. But it's like it's been constantly 200K XTN is being bought back on the market daily. Can you discuss more about VC funds? How much? Yes. So what will we do with those funds? Yes. So how much I can tell you. We're still like in talks. It's not so easy actually, but we're moving forward. We need to work a bit on like public image of waves, obviously. Yes. So I have been focusing mostly on internal issues, to keep things going, but there is also external perception, and it's not so good for waves currently. So we have to work on that. I'm starting doing a lot of like interviews now, explaining to people what we do. And at the same time, we are working with VCs. So how much we want to raise? Yeah, I think it's like we don't need that much money because everything is basically done. But yeah, basically we could actually hire some people, some business people. That wouldn't hurt. And also listings, they cost money. So because now centralized exchanges are very big, so and it doesn't matter what you think about them. Probably you understand that I'm not a big fan of centralized exchanges, but in any case, they have like huge communities. And if you want to be successful in terms of like exposure and even the price itself, because everybody cares about the price, you have to work with centralized exchanges, but they charge listing fees. And they also like have some other requirements with market making, so it requires some funds, so we could use some VC funds currently. So that's what we are working on. Any plan for stakers of waves? Wave stakers are going to benefit immensely from unit because they're going to be actually getting APY from wave staking, plus they're going to get APY from unit zero and from all other chains that are to be launched on units. And it's a terrific idea, in my opinion, in terms of like, how to say, like tokenomics and maybe some kind of like combination of DeFi with native staking, because you get something similar to DeFi when you can use your liquidity to get different streams of income. So wave stakers, I think, will benefit the most from units. I saw the official announcement of units was today. What official announcement? So we have the testnet now. It's like being tested within the validators community, and next week we will basically allow anyone to join this testing phase and launch his own units node. Will there be ICO or ILO for units? No, It's not the plan. Just TGE. What will be the next waste token to be listed on Binance? Hopefully units. But obviously, I'm not promising you that because Binance is like something which is hard to crack, you know. What's your personal waste price prediction for this year? Let's see how it goes, man. It also depends on the market situation. But I think the market will be quite stable. Usually I hate discussing this, but okay, if you want to know my opinion, I think it's going to be quite stable until this fall. So in summer, we'll have some kind of like range trading, but it's going to be stable at least. So I don't think there's going to be any kind of like alt season, at least a very pronounced one. No, but there's not going to be any kind of bear market either. So I think the summer is pretty good for launching new things. And if we launch units successfully, waste price should go up considerably. If you want to like ask for my opinion about the fair price for Waves token, logically it's around $20, like from like based on some reasonable assumptions, you know. So it's around $20. Trump said he will adapt crypto and will not let the US be hostile towards it. What do you think of that? I think crypto has established itself, you know, currently. So it's kind of like settled down. It's mostly about trading currently, and basically it's good for, you know, for the governments worldwide if you look closely, because it basically keeps people busy with trading, you know. So they don't have time to ask questions. And my perception of this, it's like we're not gonna see major developments in crypto regulation, and we won't see, for example, Binance disappearing. Binance is gonna stay there, and also other major changes, because this like crypto has settled down a bit, you know. So we have something that will be quite stable for quite a while until we have some either technological advancements or maybe some kind of like geopolitical things. So yes, it's going to be very big in the US as well, and there's some kind of monopoly here. I think because you have only Coinbase in the US, so it's quite weird actually. And centralized exchanges kind of like are very big, you know. So DEXs are not so big as they were before because you can make better interfaces, better user experience on Sexes. And yeah, it's like, yeah, and it's some weird developments in Europe as well. Basically, they think about banning self-custody, you know. So let's see how it goes. I don't like it like at all, you know, but I'm not gonna go into that like negative direction currently because we are focusing on positive things. We are focusing on some kind of like scalability end game, which I think unit network should provide. This is like the end game for this like L2, L1 narrative, in my opinion. And we are focusing on DAOs, which I think what this blockchain crypto should be about like changing the way we interact. So I'm focusing on positive things, and external conditions are just some kind of backdrop we're working on. We have to deal with it, but we have to at least think about becoming independent from it, so secret code is testnet. Yeah, guys, this is just starting, and I actually welcome all the new people here. Actually, Zili is a good platform, and it's just starting, guys. More and more people will be coming every day because we haven't started the marketing campaign for units yet. We're just preparing. We're just bringing everything together. And once we have launched it, it's going to be really big. And the people who join us now will be the core of our future community. Okay, guys, so any more questions? Wait a bit. Yeah, some Telegram messages I have to reply to. Meanwhile, you can come up with some questions that you haven't asked. In a few words, what's units? Units is the end game for blockchain scalability. It will allow you to launch your own chain in a few clicks. And that chain will be connected to Waves and to all external chains. Okay, guys, so I think we don't have more questions to discuss. Let me summarize what's going to happen next week. Testnet will finally be open to public testing. So you'll be able to launch your own unit node starting from next week. You should keep doing those swaps and transfers and transactions on the testnet because it will be accounted for and you will get points and you will get unit zero tokens once the questing platform has been launched, and it's coming in a few weeks. So this is the most important. Units is just starting, and I'm really happy that, guys, you are early, because early birds benefit the most. I love you all. Waves has plans for GameFi. Of course, the idea is actually, let me just maybe add a couple words to how we're gonna approach units marketing. So we're gonna launch Unit Zero, which is like a foundational chain in the ecosystem because its token Unit Zero is used for governance. It's used in the DAO, so you have to stake Unit Zero to participate in governance. But next, there's gonna be like more chains, and in terms of marketing, the plan is to help launch chains dedicated to certain topics. For example, you're going to have a DeFi chain, they're going to have like Unit 1, they're going to have GameFi chain, Unit 2, AI chain, Unit 3, RWA chain, Unit 4, DePIN chain, Unit 5, and so on and so forth. So of course, yes, we're going to be working on that. Like we're going to have business development people who will be onboarding projects. So it's coming. And GameFi is good. We have some good projects on Waves. Waves Docs is awesome. If you don't know it, please, because there is a lot of new people If you don't know Waze Ducks, I think it's the best NFT game ever. At least this is like the cutest game, you know. So check it out. It's Waze Ducks. L2MP people will get you in 0 token. Is it possible to get? Sorry, I have to reply to Telegram. Yes, basically, yes. The idea is to actually attract a lot of liquidity because we have external bridges as well that connect the whole ecosystem to external world. Internal bridges within units are made on the protocol level, so they're like trustless. So it means that all those chains are fully interoperable. But we also have external bridges, which will connect units to EVM world, like Ethereum, Arbitrum, whatever you have. Yes, and it should attract a lot of liquidity because we have restaking, and not only for Ethereum or stablecoins, but also for any assets. And I think it's a very good marketing approach, which should bring us a lot of liquidity from other chains. And that's it, guys. Yeah, so that's it for now. Stay tuned for more. Next week is going to be very interesting. I love you all. Units is coming. Power to the people and ride on waves. See you next week.